Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh ah. Today I want to discuss controlling your eating. Yeah, focus over here, Mike. There we go. Now, I said as a diabetic or a type 1 diabetic, you can pretty well eat whatever you want, which is true. You just have to compensate for it. But what I'm talking about is I believe we all need to eat balanced meal. We have to have protein. We have to have some fat. A little bit of carbs can help. You don't have to go overboard with carbs because I think people associate having a whole bunch of carbs with, oh, yes, I'll stop going low. Well, there's been different versions. Personally, and I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, is maybe cut back the carbs. However, don't get them totally gone. You want to ensure that your body has enough fuel to go on. And intermittent fasting, someone in my case, it may work for you with your doctor's advice, but intermittent fasting for me wouldn't work. I'd be all over the place. Things like getting insulin to be there, with the pump. Yes, I guess you could go intermittent fasting, and I sort of believe a bit more in having smaller meals throughout the day. Growing up, we were always taught you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and there was the food pyramid. Well, they're finding the food pyramid isn't always the best. You need to check with your doctor about medications. Check with your dietitian that the food that you eat is going to cover your blood sugar and give you the energy. Now, I've heard people say, oh, well, yes, I've cut out all sugar. Well, as we discussed before, there's no way you can do that. Your body utilizes sugar so that your cells can have the energy so that you can live. However, I don't think you need 50,000 gallons of pop just for carbs. Because I think it's wrong. You need more of a complex carb. And that's going to help your body I know when I worked, I tried the smaller meals. I'd get there, get to work, get up, I have breakfast at home, get to the office, have, a break around 10 or so. I would have a small snack type meal, and then lunch, maybe I'd have a little bit bigger meal. And then in the afternoon eat, and then dinner, and then bed. And the smaller carbs, if you're eating smaller amounts more often, you're going to find that you're feeling better. And again, check with your dietitian and others. Don't just be, oh, well, yes, the guy on the internet said this. Check things out. Make sure that you are doing the best you can. Now, what's going to help you with carbs is the glycemic index, which I never really utilized. Now, with eating, I did a video, or I was going to do a video, I can't remember on which one, where they talked about you had to count your proteins and your fats. Well, I did a little investigating. I don't know if I shared this with you, so we'll share it with you now. You only need to count those if your body isn't getting enough carbs, because that's what they're going to use to convert into sugar. It all goes to sugar. Now, I know years ago there was a place we used to have coffee around the front entrance of the building in which I lived in. And there were a few people who say, oh, well, you're diabetic, you can't have fruit, you can't have any bread, you can't blah, 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 blah. And it didn't occur to me at the time that, again, these people were type 2. Type 1, you want to make sure that you're not stuffing yourself. You're not having 15 pieces of cake. If you want an apple, you can have an apple. Type 2, it's up to what your doctor says. Follow the best idea. I know there is a doctor, I believe his book, if you want to read it, is Dr. Bernstein's, and he was a type 1 diabetic, and he pretty well lives on no carbs. I find if I've used a glucagon shot, which in my label diabetes I have a few times, I need to eat a cracker, a carb, and a protein in order to eat and feel better. But there are so many diets out there. There's ketos, there's paleo, I believe they call it. And you know what? I honestly think if you eat smaller amounts and you stay away from high sugary, like you don't go down the candy aisle and go crazy. You don't eat a lot of potato chips or other starchy. You don't have a bunch of carb-filled pop. That is sort of the best way. Now, everyone wants to lose their weight, their excess weight. It's going to be hard for a type 1 diabetic, but they don't want to only lose the weight. They want it done super fast. And thinking back, it probably took you a long time for you to gain all this weight. So in a week, you're not going to lose it all. It's not physically possible. Think about it. Well, just remember, you are what you eat, and a good, sensible diet will also help control your blood sugars. Speak to your doctor, speak to your dietitian, or your diabetic nurse. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye now.